Now announcing the current casualties. Presently, there are none. Please continue enjoying the decision game.
Ha! Enjoy? My ass!
Well, at least everything went well. We now know that Q Team and D Team are safe.
Oh, so the votes were balanced.
You mean from back at 1330?
I'm pretty sure that's the moment.
So, what time is it now?
0003.
Does that mean we're in the new year?
If the time on this watch is right, I guess so.
Whoa, but wait, what if time ended up going in reverse?
What are you talking about, Junpei?
I just thought that... Now,
This is becoming a regular thing.
wanna play hoops?
There aren't any balls.
We can use Gab.
Junpei, you're really...
Then how about that box? Seriously, what the hell is this thing?
a force quit box.
I know that. I'm asking what exactly it's going to end.
Whatever it is, we can't do anything unless we have the password.
A password. Huh.
What is it, Carlos?
I feel like I can almost remember.
What?
The password to open this box.
How do you know?
Just shut up for a second. I think the password has to be... Damn it! It's right there on the tip of my tongue.
What happened?
I. I
see. Interesting.
Did you push the button?
Does this mean we're going to be saved?
But then. The others will.
You killed them! C-Team and D-Team are gonna...
No, we did. We had to do this so we could survive. There was no way around it.
But.
It's not my fault! I told you from the start not to push it!
What? What are you talking about? It was obvious you were planning on pressing it.
But you're the one who actually did! It was your hand! You pushed it!
You made a wise decision. You sacrificed the lives of others in order to continue your own survival.
0.
It truly is a natural human reaction. You simply made an emergency evacuation. The action is legally justifiable. There is no blame to be placed on you for your decision. Now, I'm sure you would like to get out of here immediately. But before that, I apologize. But you must all sleep again.
Why?
1929.
You have done exactly as I commanded. The memory loss drug will not be injected into the three of you.
No, I didn't do it. He's the one who pushed it, so he's...
It would be inconvenient if you forgot you caused the deaths of others.
But I already told you. I didn't kill anybody. I was only watching. Dad, I was just watching. No. Chris didn't do anything wrong. I was the one who... Please, forgive him, Dad. Cold. It's cold. The water was so cold.
Pleasant dreams.
Mom! Where are we?
I think it's the decontamination room.
Decontamination.
I think we've been trapped in this room before. Is it just deja vu?
I have a bad feeling about this.
So do I.
Wait, this button.
It's the same for you, Carlos?
You feel it as well?
Yeah, not just her. I sense it too. Somehow, this button is very important.
Maybe we lost our memories of it. The drugs. In the bracelets.
Then, what in the world?
This is...
The lounge?
What happened in the decontamination room?
It would be inconvenient if you forgot who caused the deaths of others.
That's right. That button.
Now announcing the current casualties. C-Team, Carlos, Akane, Junpei. D-Team, Diana, Phi, Sigma. These 6 are now deceased. As a result, 6 X-Passes will be revealed. Dream, Key, Quark, Mom, Deer, Arm. That is all.
It's a lie! Everyone! Ah!
Eric.
Oh no. What have I done?
No need to blame yourself. All you did was make the right choice.
But
Forget about it. We need to focus on what's next. We have 6 passwords. So can't we leave?
I overreacted a bit. But you know, maybe it's better this way. What I mean is, I know we're all in danger from this game. But instead of being forced to kill each other, it's just a vote and a press of a button.
Yeah. Plus, we're just put to sleep after. So to suddenly learn the whole thing is over?
wait, what if it's not just that? The amnesia drugs. And the bracelets. Maybe we didn't get injected this time, but what if every time we wake up, we have to go through the same scenario over and over again? And we're put to sleep after each one. Our memories of it gone.
Give it up. We don't need to talk about this. Let's just get out of here.
He's right. Let's...
Wait! Aren't we forgetting someone? That's so mean.
Why in the...
Let's see if we can get it off. Hey, about before, you were saying we're repeating our actions with no memories. It's like the Sleeping Beauty problem.
The Sleeping Beauty what?
It's one of the famous paradoxes. The experiment starts on a Sunday. The subject is put to sleep, and then a coin is flipped. If it's heads, the subject is woken up on Monday, asked a question, and put to sleep again. And that's it. That's all they do for heads.
And if it's tails?
They're woken up on Monday, asked a question, and put to sleep.
But that's just the same as heads.
To that point, it is. But it's different after that. After the subject falls asleep again, their memories from Monday are erased. They are then asked the same question again on Tuesday.
What's the question?
What was the probability it was heads?
That's it?
Yep, that's it.
Hey, how is that a problem then? It's obvious. There's a 50-50 chance of it being heads.
You'd think so, normally. But when you're being asked it, there are 3 positions you could be in. The coin was heads. It is Monday. the coin was tails, it is Monday, and the coin was tails, it is Tuesday. That would make the probability of it being heads as 1 in 3, right?
No, I don't think so. It's a coin, so it'll always be 50-50 odds no matter what.
Okay, let's change some things. If heads appears, it's the same as before. But if it's tails, it ends up repeating 10,000 times.
10,000?
Wake, question, sleep, memory erased. Wake, question, sleep, memory erased. Go through this 10,000 times. Does the probability still stay as 50-50 after all that? Thinking about it, wouldn't the chances of it being tails be higher than heads?
If you put it that way, yeah. So, which one is correct?
No one knows. They don't have an answer yet. Even the scientists can't decide between 1 in 2 and 1 in 3. It's an unsolved problem.
Huh. You know a lot about this.
I read a random book on it once. Well, it was on metempsychosis, but they deal with basically the same thing.
Metempsychosis? What is it?
Wouldn't waking up without your memories be just like being reborn?
Oh, yeah, that sounds similar.
I'm not really sure.
You don't believe in it?
I meant there's no real meaning. Because when you're reborn, all the memories you had during your past life are already gone, right? Well, that means metempsychosis isn't really needed.
If there's no memories, there's no point? Well, no one can perfectly remember things that happened when you were a kid. Hell, sometimes you can't even remember something from a month ago. So, going by what you said, everything you did before a month ago has no meaning?
Huh.
She's asking if memories really are that important for making you who you are.
What is important then?
Well, something must be. Well, it looks like we can't do anymore.
We're gonna have to give up here.
I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry.
No way around it. We did everything we could.
Come on, let's go.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yes! It opened!
Okay, let's go.
Hey, what's wrong?
What are you doing?
I can't go.
Huh?
I can't leave him behind. Sorry. I decided that I'd stay here too. I wonder why. Maybe it's because I don't have memories? I know nothing about the outside world, so I guess I didn't really want to leave. Did I make the right choice? Or was it the wrong one? Yeah, that must be it.
Now announcing the current casualties. Presently, there are none. Please continue enjoying the decision game.
They're just messing with us.
Well, this is good, though. Now we know no one's died so far.
So far, you make it sound like somebody will die at some point.
Isn't that obvious? We're all human.
Oh, come on. There's no way I'm dying of old age here.
Oh, but I guess the vote at 1330 went really well.
Sounds like everyone spread the votes out.
Wait, forget that for now. Look at your bracelets.
0003?
Not exactly a Happy New Year kind of mood, is it?
Yeah, there's nothing to be happy about.
There is! The death count is 0. That's plenty to be happy over. That being said, how about a celebratory shot?
Do you need to rub it in?
Oh, that's right. You're still a minor.
That's not what I meant at all.
His head. He's got a giant metal orb on his head, remember?
Oh, that thing. Well, don't you have some sort of mouth part to open?
No, of course I don't. If it opened, it would have done that a long... It's open.
Huh?
Look, the box. The force quit box.
Let's check it out.
Why is it open?
And what's up with this weird device?
Huh, something's displayed on the monitor here.
It says, to execute the force quit program, the central control computer must be booted.
Central control computer?
What if... maybe it's...
Hey, where are you going? Where are we?
The map says we're in.
The quantum computer dome. The computers in here govern all the functions that run within the shelter.
Why do you know that?
I can't really tell you why, because I don't know.
What?
Anyway, I think they mean this when they say central control computer.
So, what about that thing?
Wait, I feel like I'm remembering something. I know.
Know what?
The way you start up the system. First, we need to get the cover off. There's no way we can insert the plug if we don't.
The plug?
Please, just shh. I think the number is... What was it?
Come on.
Now announcing the current casualties. Presently, there are none. Please continue enjoying the decision game.
Hey, excuse me, but could we maybe call a cab? We have a lost child here.
Who are you talking about?
Well, best to get her home soon. Her mother must be worried. And
You know better than anyone that I don't have one.
good God.
0003? We're in the new year now?
So it's no longer 2028, but
January 1st, 2029.
Our memories end after we voted at 1330.
now we're stuck with a 10-hour blank gap.
But were we really asleep that whole time?
We might have woken up several times since then, but we've only forgotten about it.
Because of the drugs. Huh.
Hey, look, the box.
Box?
The Force Quit box.
Why is it open?
No idea.
There's text displayed on the monitor.
Force quit program on standby. To initiate, 2 key items must be set. How about that?
Wait, think there's more to the message.
Each is a mother's memento. A mother's memento?
Diana, does any of that ring a bell for you?
No!
Hey, what's wrong?
My head! My head! No, that can't be.
What is it?
Did you remember something?
But if that's true, then the key items we need to insert are. Huh. I wonder why
What's the matter?
I thought I remembered, but then it slipped through my fingers.
I can't believe it.
Wait, I know I can get it. Let me try again.
Nope.
Diana, what did you just...
Are you kidding me? You just finished begging me to trust the others. What the hell was all that for? Answer me, Diana!
I don't know. I don't know why I pushed the button.
Not again.
What do you mean?
Our vote back at 1330? Diana chose C-Team instead of going along with what was on the note. I asked her why, and she said the same thing as now. I don't know.
That's ridiculous. I don't know about that.
I know.
What?
I'm saying I know what you don't know. My thought earlier, that we probably...
You made a wise decision. You sacrificed the lives of others in order to continue your own survival. It truly is a natural human reaction. You simply made an emergency evacuation. The action is legally justifiable. There is no blame to be placed on you for your decision. Now, I'm sure you would like to get out of here immediately. But before that, I apologize. But you must all sleep again.
1929. Our time is up.
You have done exactly as I commanded. The memory loss drug will not be injected into the three of you. It would be inconvenient if you forgot you caused the deaths of others.
No! How did this happen?
Pleasant dreams.
Uh, uh, where are we?
I think it's the decontamination room.
Decontamination.
Huh. This is weird.
Weird?
I feel like I've been trapped in this room before.
You must be imagining things.
I guess.
Wait, this button.
It's the same for you, Carlos?
You feel it as well? Yeah, not just her. I sense it too. Somehow, this button is very important.
Maybe we've forgotten about this place.
The drugs and the bracelets?
What?
Hey, look what time it is. It's after midnight.
So it's the next day?
Not just day, but year. It's 2029 now.
What a horrible start to the year.
Now announcing the current casualties. C Team, Carlos, Akane, Junpei. Q Team, Q, Mira, Eric. These 6 are now deceased. As a result, 6 X-passes will be revealed. Shift, 6, ring, age, heart, love. That is all.
Damn you, Zero!
I will never forgive him!
No!
Diana, tell me one more time. You didn't choose to push it, did you? The button in the decontamination room.
No. For a split second, it was as if... It was as if someone had taken control of my body.
Has this ever happened to you before? Then maybe you hit your head somewhere.
I don't think so. That I can remember, anyway.
What are you trying to say, Phi?
Well, I thought it might be possible it was alien hand syndrome.
What? Alien hand?
It happens very rarely when the corpus callosum, where the right and left hemispheres connect, is abnormal. Remember, the right brain controls the left side, and the left controls the right. So if the communication paths that connect them are damaged, the left and right sides of your body may fall out of sync. Like trying to put a shirt on with your right hand, but taking it off with your left. Grabbing onto a scalding pan with your right hand while your left tries to make it let go. Or something even stranger, when your right hand attempts to suffocate you, so you use your left to restrain it. I've heard of cases where it's happened. An interesting development arises with that story. Where does a human's consciousness exist? Is it in the left brain or the right? When your right hand's choking you and your left's trying to stop it, that would imply that the part of you that doesn't want to die is in the right brain. But what if, in the left brain, there's another part of you buried inside that does want to die? So if you ever ask that person, do you want to live or die? If the center for speech is located in the right brain, he'd clearly say, "Of course, I want to live." But what if it's the reverse? If the center for speech is in the left brain, then I'm sure he'd say, "Hurry up and kill me." There's no way to know which one is the true self. Or, perhaps, it's more like they both are. It's just that the one who has the power of speech is more dominant. Have you ever considered, what if your body was split into left and right? In that moment, where would your consciousness go? Left or right?
Hey, Phi. What are you getting at with this?
The alien mouth syndrome. My mouth speaks for itself, regardless of what I want it to do.
How can you be joking around at a time like this?
No, it's because we're in the situation that I brought it up.
Well, like you said, it doesn't feel real. Hearing the announcement or reading on the board.
You think those 6 might still be alive?
Let's keep believing.
There's no point. The 6 of them are definitely dead.
How do you know?
Well... I don't know.
You all right, Gab?
This guy doesn't know anything, does he?
He's lucky.
Well, we may as well get going. Like Sigma said earlier, we shouldn't lose hope. Let's have faith that they're still alive. Besides, that is even more of a reason that we must keep going.
So we can go and bring back a rescue team?
Exactly.
All right, let's go.
I'm not going.
Huh?
Hey, Diana!
Wonderful acting. It's an excellent strategy. Your actions in that decontamination room. I'm surprised you thought of it so fast. At that moment, all you wanted was to get out quickly. To make that a reality, it just happened that the fastest way was to touch a yellow button and kill the other 6 participants. However, pressing the button just like that would make you a murderer, a bad person. And even if you did escape after, in a court of law, what you did would be considered bad by judge and jury. So you thought, how could I make this not as bad for me? What you came up with was, oh, so simple. You simply needed multiple personalities.
No!
But to casually bring up the topic of multiple personalities, no one would believe you. The only way to make it believable was to do something unbeneficial to you. And that is why you refused to leave. We both know that Phi will bring a rescue team back to the shelter. You saw all of that in advance.
No! No, 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 no!
Let us meet again somewhere. Stop at Mata Dolorosa. I will be awaiting that moment.
This room is...
The healing room. Seems it's used for rest and healing. Not healing physical injuries per se, but to recover from mental fatigue.
No good. It's locked.
Then we're trapped in here?
Seems like it.
1805.
Well, we got knocked out at 13:30, so it appears we've been down for 4.5 hours.
Something doesn't feel right.
What?
Can we say for sure that this is really the first time we woke up?
Then you mean we might have been awake several times already?
The amnesia drug would have made us forget each one if we had.
No, that's not it. I mean, maybe not vertically, but laterally, like horizontal. Well, there's no point to talking more about it here anyway.
You're right. We need to find some way out of this room first.
On it. The hell is this?
Looks like a button.
Guess we should push it.
Dumbass! Can't you read?
Warning, do not press this button.
Pretty intense for just one button. Then, what exactly are we supposed to do? We've checked out this entire room. There's nothing here that looks remotely like it to unlock the door.
The one thing we haven't investigated is this button here.
Okay, I'm gonna push it.
Wait! Hold on!
What?
Your hearing going? I told you there's a warning on it.
So what? If there was a warning sign saying don't leave this room, does that mean you'd stay? It's just an empty threat. If we really weren't meant to push it, then it'd never be put here in the first place.
What if it's a trap?
A trap?
It's human nature to want to press it after being told not to. This setup is just bait. By giving us this warning, Zero's is to manipulate us into pushing it.
What if we do then?
Something bad will happen.
And that would be what?
I don't know. Maybe one or all of us will die.
That's ridiculous.
May I interject? If this really is a button meant to kill us somehow, why would Zero put something like that in the open? Don't you think that's strange? There are several other ways Zero could make us die.
Exactly. Like maybe putting poison in our bracelets. There's no need for him to use this button to go about doing the deed.
It's a game.
What?
Remember what Zero told us? It's a decision game. Our fates will change depending if we decide to press it, or if we don't. Anyway, I think we shouldn't do it.
It's a stalemate. Don't. We'll never get out of this room.
Yeah, even if that's true, it's better than our lives not advancing any further than this.
We're getting nowhere. Shall we take a vote?
I say we should push it.
I vote that we don't touch it.
What about you, Diana?
I...
There's no way to know what will happen if you don't press it, right?
Listen to me, Diana. Don't even think about touching it.
Zero's telling us not to push it. We need to do the opposite. Don't forget, he's the enemy.
I've got a bad feeling about this. A really bad feeling.
What if there's a bomb and this button turns off the timer? If we don't push it, then we're goners for sure.
Don't press it, Diana!
Push it. You have to push it.
You can't. You mustn't!
Push it!
The door!
It opened.
See? Didn't I tell you?
It opened because we didn't touch the button?
It's the only thing that makes sense.
Hey, not necessarily. The door might have opened if we had pushed it anyway. We don't know.
Ugh, stubborn old man.
Anyway, we should go. The door might close if we take too long to get out of here. Sigma, how old are you really?
My body's 22. My mind, well, by now it must be almost 67.
67?
You remember, right? I told you my consciousness came from 2074.
Does that mean you were 67 there in the future?
The details are a little more complex than that. But that's more or less correct.
So is it the same thing with Phi?
Yes, it's the same. She came back from the year 2074, too. With one difference. Her mind's still young. She must still be around 20 years old?
That would mean she was born approximately 2054.
No. She was born in 2008.
Huh? But the math doesn't...
From April 2029 to January 2074, she's been asleep inside of a pod.
A what?
A device that is capable of placing someone into cold sleep. There's 45 years of blank nothing stuck inside her mind.
So that's why she still thinks like a 20-year-old. But how?
How what?
How is it possible for you and Phi to come back to this time?
The shift phenomenon.
Shift?
It's short for space-time human internal fluctuating transfer. Essentially, it's when a human consciousness is sent through time and space. For example, yes, we can use the button from earlier. We didn't push that button, and we're here right now. However, there's a world where we did push it somewhere in this time-space. This world, this history, infinitely branches off as a result of momentary decisions. There are other yous, other me's, and other phi's. All of them exist in those different histories. Shift is the phenomenon which allows us to send our consciousnesses to them.
This is difficult to take in all at once.
It's the truth.
Still, if you don't explain to me how it does whatever it does...
So you want to know what it is exactly? I'll sum it up in one sentence. I don't know.
Really now?
Did that come across as if I didn't care? This is the conclusion I reached after 45 years of consideration. I know how shift works, but as to why the phenomenon happens...
Wait, did you just say you know how shift works?
Yeah.
How does it then?
Two things are required: innate abilities and danger to one's life. Basically, when a person with this ability faces a life-threatening crisis, that's when shift kicks in.
And both you and Phi have this strange ability?
A lot of odd, inexplicable things happened to me when I was a kid. One winter, my friends and I went fishing and I slipped, falling into the water. I woke up under the blankets on my bed. It was the next day. When I saw my friends at school, I asked them what happened yesterday. One of them spoke up and said, "You blew us off. You promised to come fishing, but you up and canceled on us." There's more. I was about to get run over by a car once and found myself in the school gym. I fell off the roof only to wake up on the school bus. Things like that. Of course, at the time I had no idea what was going on. I just believed they were extremely vivid dreams. But now I know. I had shifted to another world, in another history. Where's Phi, by the way?
Huh? Oh, she's gone. I saw her over with Gab just a minute ago.
Now announcing the current casualties. C-Team, Carlos, Akane, Junpei. Q-Team, Eric. These 4 are now deceased. As a result, 4 X-Passes will be revealed. Fire, Crash, 5, Ice. That is all.
No!
4 people are dead? What the hell happened?
They were executed.
Executed?
From the vote at 13:30. Because of the outcome, the 3 in C-Team...
But wait, that's weird. When you voted back then, you chose Q-Team.
Are you sure?
Huh?
Did I really vote for Q-Team?
What are you saying?
I don't remember. I don't remember which team I voted for then.
But that can't be. We weren't injected with the amnesia drug afterwards.
I know, but still...
Wait, hold on. There's another possibility. Maybe the 3 teams really did split the votes equally. All teams should have survived without dying in that case.
But they're...
I know. I'm just saying that maybe C-Team was all killed because of something else. They could have gotten into a big argument and then killed each other.
No. But why would they do that?
Can't say I have any idea. Still, can't we say the same thing goes for what you believe? There's no evidence to support the idea that C-Team was executed. We don't even know if they're actually dead. What's wrong?
I'm pretty sure there's no mistake. C-Team really was executed.
How do you know?
I know because I just do.
Then what about Eric? How did he die?
I...
What in the hell?
No.
Who the hell did this?
In Ward Q, there's...
There's only Mira and...
What?
This doesn't seem like a blackout. Look out!
Are you all right, Sigma?
Diana! Run!
No, I can't leave you here.
If I go with you, I just slow you down.
You're wounded.
Just go! Hurry! Now's your chance!
But...
Get here! Hurry and go!
Phi!
What's wrong?
Sigma! Sigma, he...
There!
Sigma! Sigma, please hang on!
Oh, it's you, Luna.
Luna?
I'm sorry that it came to this, Luna. The me from the past won't be coming back here. My shift connection's been cut. I'm sorry. Now you won't be born in this world.
What are you saying, Sigma? I'm...
No, not just you, Luna. Kyle, Lagomorph, the others. But maybe it's better this way. History's changed. Mankind, this world, will surely be...
Sigma! Sigma! Sigma!
Diana, I know this is difficult. Might be affecting me even more than you. But it's dangerous to stay here. We have no idea when the killer will return.
Who is the killer? Should only be the two of us now in Ward D.
Yeah, you're right. Zero must have hidden himself away some.
Is there really anywhere to hide?
Wait. You don't really think it was me, do you?
Get away! Stay away from me, you murderer!
Hey, wait! Diana!
Why? Why? Why would Phi kill Sigma? Why? What happened? Please, hang on!
It was the killer.
The killer? Do you mean Zero?
No, I don't think so. It wasn't Zero.
Then who?
You have to escape here, Diana. If I die, you can...
What are you saying? You can't die! I'm so sorry, Fi. I...
It's... okay. It's okay. As long as you survive.
Why? Why did this?
Oh, this feels... nice. Such a familiar... smell.
Fi! Fi! No!
Now announcing the current casualties. C Team, Carlos, Akane, Junpei. Q Team, Eric. D Team, Sigma, Phi. These 6 are now deceased. As a result, 6 X-Passes will be revealed. Fire, Crash, 5, Ice, Dad, Time. That is all.
6 X-Passes. If I put these in...
Guess we've Diana! What are you doing?
I think Fi was right about them. There's poison in the vials.
Then what the hell would you call the reason we're writhing and groaning?
Maybe it's some kind of pain drug. It shouldn't kill us if we just. Are these things robots?
Yeah,
Are they real?
I doubt they're model toys.
Hey! Hello? Well, he's not very friendly.
It's probably just out of power.
Still, why would these things be in this room?
Looking around, I'd say they were being made here.
Made?
Yeah, Zero's probably manufacturing them. It does say this room is manufacturing on the map.
Sigma, why did you get quiet all of a sudden?
Oh, no reason. Damn. It's locked. Guess we're trapped in here.
Again?
Again?
Diana, what time is it?
It's 1810.
Oh, there's no use wasting time in a place like this.
Let's just find some way out of here.
Okay, let's go.
Seems like it went all right.
Let's go. We've been in this creepy room long enough.
Where's Gab?
I don't see him.
Maybe he went off to another ward?
I'll go and check in the prep room.
Why there?
Well, he could be coming through the air vent.
Sigma, did those robots cause you to remember something?
The robots?
The ones we saw when we were in manufacturing. You started acting so strange after we entered that room.
I've made a few before, in the past.
You made robots?
Well, all I really made was the outer appearance and the AI. The frame was built somewhere else.
Why did you make them?
It's a long story. Let's just say that it was vital to the completion of my plan. No, maybe that's not quite true. It could have just been my cover. To tell the truth, I was simply lonely. I spent several decades of my life alone, in the middle of a desolate desert. I lived in a facility built deep underground, much like this shelter is. Sometimes an acquaintance stopped by, but that was it. No calls or even emails. It was a place of complete and utter quiet. No rain, no wind, just a buzz that echoed in my ears constantly. Still, it wasn't as if I was all alone at the start. Someone was there to help me for a short while after I started living at the facility. A woman. She was very lovely, kind and gentle. Her name was, well, let's just call her Dee. Dee and we lived together for 3 years. We spent the time researching genetics and studying various subjects like quantum mechanics, cosmology, biochemistry, and artificial intelligence. But the woman passed away.
Why?
The facility's environment was very particular. To be brief, it had weak gravity. As a result, an illness developed within her circulatory system. My grief overwhelmed me. 2, 3 years passed, and the pain was as fresh as ever.
So that's why the robots...
I recreated Dee's appearance as best I could. I made her thought patterns match as close as possible. I spent 25 years completing her. And of course, it was impossible to perfectly replicate everything about Dee. Still, she ended up pretty close, for a robot. I named her Luna. Luna was very devoted to me. I also found that I truly loved her. Not as a woman, but more like a daughter. Do you hate me?
No, I'd never. I'm just really confused. It took you 25 years to make that robot. Sigma, how old are you?
I'm 67.
No. You must be joking.
Hey, Diana, Sigma, come here.
What is it?
I've come up with a plan.
A plan?
Would you bring out the map, Diana? What's beyond the decontamination room?
The hall for the elevator.
So that would mean?
If we open this door, we can get out of here?
But how would we get it open? It's welded shut. Nothing less than a bomb would manage to dent it.
Then, let's use one.
What?
Let's just use a bomb, and boom, the door will be blown away.
Wait, you don't mean... If I remember right, we only need to set the timer and press the start button?
Correct. Once the timer ends, the red and blue balls are released.
When they both touch, that's when it explodes.
Yeah. Okay. Get to it, Sigma.
Huh?
The two of us, we'll see you back in the lounge.
Wait a second. You want me to carry it by myself?
Men lift the heavy stuff. It's been the way of things since olden times.
I'm the old one.
But your body's 22, right? Don't forget to be careful moving it, okay? If those two balls touch early, we're goners. Diana and I won't have a way out anymore.
Your concern for me is touching.
Okay, let's go, Diana.
Oh, okay.
For real? Phew. All set to go.
Congratulations.
Who the hell made you head honcho?
Call me Boss Fi.
And when did you get so high and mighty?
Since birth.
Your parents must have been real characters.
Please, you two. More importantly, it looks like the timer can only go up to 300 seconds.
5 minutes, huh?
5 minutes is plenty of time to get enough distance.
All right, I'm gonna push the button now. Are you all ready?
Yeah.
Ready when you are.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
I think this is far enough.
How much time is left?
I'd say 4 minutes, No, 20 seconds.
Now announcing the current casualties. C Team, Carlos, Akane, Junpei. These 3 are now deceased. As a result, 3 X-passes will be revealed. Fire, crash, 5. That is all.
No. How?
The execution.
What?
You've... Diana picked C Team during the vote at 13:30.
Wait, what are you saying? Diana chose to vote for Q Team. Isn't that right?
I...
What kind of nonsense are you trying to pull? Did you really believe that I wouldn't notice?
0.
What you're doing right now is considered a rule infraction. You are not allowed to leave by means other than the X door. That is one of the game rules.
We never heard that rule before!
As such, I decided I must break the rules as well. Q-Team is on the other side of the decontamination room at this moment.